हम हार जीत, सक्सेस फेलियर में इतना उलझ गए हैं कि जिंदगी जीना भूल गए हैं। जिंदगी में अगर कुछ सबसे ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है तो वो है खुद जिंदगी।
I'm Dr. Janaki.
आई एम डॉक्टर सिद्दिका।
We express our heartfelt condolences to the family, to the fans, to the friends and colleagues of Sushant Singh Rajput. We were very sorry to hear that the news of his passing away today. But this has also brought us uh, to a position where we can discuss about this very important but ignored topic of people taking their own lives and how it is perceived by the society and how it affects the society in general.
We are all affected today, actually. This We are just reeling after hearing this news, and uh, we all feel so sad that we knew his screen persona, and we associate it with such a happy, smiling character that it's really shocking to hear something like this.
Very trying times for all of us, and this particular incident is a very devastating incident. We also have to look at what we can do for the youngsters out there who must have been affected by what has happened today, especially when talking about what is suicide and how we can work on preventing suicide in the society. This is something that is very very it's really shunned by the media. It is something that is not talked about until some incident like this happens. So today we are going to talk about the act of suicide and what can be done to prevent it.
Basically, when someone talks about wanting to harm themselves or wanting to not live anymore, we have to take it as a cry for help. So most of the time, what we see is that when somebody talks about an emotionally disturbing issue or something that when they don't feel like living anymore, uh, we we take it like they are seeking attention, or they're not being serious. But I think one thing we can actually learn is that even if you feel that it may not be exactly what the person is wants to do, still give it a bit of seriousness. Talk to the person if you are a close relative or a friend, or at least try to reach out to someone who can be of help in this particular situation. Don't dismiss the person as telling the person that you just have to snap out of it. So many times people are told just start exercising or start eating properly, wake up early in the morning, and all your
Mm.
problems will be solved. Be more disciplined in your life. So it's not that a person who gets all these practicalities into place is not going to be emotionally disturbed.
Yeah.
So we have to recognize that depression is a very real thing. Even it's basically something that for which help is available for. So there
Mhm.
have been even so many celebrities who've come out and talked about depression and other psychiatric disorders. We have medication to help it. We have therapists to help you if you want to talk about it. So um, we have to understand that uh, it it becomes rather than taking such a drastic step, we need to see what are the resources we can reach out to. And something that will really help a person in reaching out to these resources is reducing the stigma. So stop telling a
Mhm.
person that you have to snap out of it, you have to become better by yourself. But if somebody reaches out to you and tells you that they are struggling, or they feel they don't feel like living, then suggest to them what they can do, or try to find out what they can do about it.
Right. So suicide, often leaves a lot of questions in the mind of people who knew this person. And in this particular case, this was a person who was very talented, a person whom people knew at a mass level. So it is but natural for us human beings to speculate on what could be the cause of,
Hmm.
why this person committed suicide. So it is very important for us not to try not to, do that. And especially, because the media is also encouraging people to actually speculate on it, and they keep speculating on it. But it's important that we try not to do that, because it could be a host of issues. Usually there could be a host of problems that could cause, this end point. But what is important for us to recognize is that, there are many, situations which can club and become, come together at a point which may lead anyone to feel that they are trapped in a situation, and they may, feel that there is no way out of it. But at that point, when you're feeling that way, you need to reach out for help. And if you are one of, you're a friend or family member, and you see that a person is showing symptoms like, they are isolating themselves, they're not talking to anyone like before, they're not doing the usual activities that they like doing, they're showing signs of energy loss, that, they're not as energetic as before, or, they're not sleeping enough or eating enough, right? These are
Hmm.
simple signs that you can, catch. And you can either talk to this person, or you can, try to seek help for them in any manner that is possible. Or if you are experiencing these signs and symptoms, then please reach out to a psychologist or a psychiatrist, or to a helpline. There are many helplines that are anonymous, and just talk about your issues. Many times what happens is we think the person who's stuck in that situation feels that there is no way out of this situation. But
Right.
you must remember that people, when they come out of that situation, many people who have felt suicidal look back, and they say, yeah, look, that in that part a place, I thought I could not come out of it. I
Hmm.
thought that I was completely trapped and there was no way out of it. But now that I'm out of it, I feel like, that that was not an insurmountable situation, but it was my, thought process that was, because in depression the thought processes become a bit, clouded. You don't think as fast and as clearly as you would naturally, right? So
Hmm.
those things can affect your thinking.
Right. There can be a lot of negative thoughts which come to you at that time, which and you're, how much ever, again, a person tells you, don't think such negative thoughts. Try
Yeah,
to think positive. Again, it's not possible for for a person with depression to actually do that. So
yeah.
that's what we actually need to recognize.
We would like you to, be aware that, there are people around you who will be needing your help, not only because of this incident, but because of this crisis that we're going through. And in general, life throws many stresses at us, many situations that, maybe we are not going through those situations, so we can't imagine what the other person is going through. But many times, we have to take this responsibility together, and we have to watch out for our friends, our relatives, and see, just asking them a question, are you okay today, how are you feeling, these are things that should come up in normal conversation. Many times we don't ask such questions because that we don't feel that that's normal conversation. But
Hmm.
I think emotional issues and talking about what one is feeling, is a very important part of conversation that should be really, something that we should encourage, ourselves. We should be doing that on a regular basis, and we should encourage our children, and we should encourage whoever we know to talk more freely about their emotions.
Yes, absolutely. Talking about your emotions should actually be encouraged right from school. Where you can ask your child how was school today, and what happened today, and also what he or she felt in school. So, teaching children how to recognize emotions right from the beginning, and to express those emotions as well. This is something that we are really trying to incorporate into our curriculum, but it has to
Mm.
be practiced in the family as well.
Yes, that's very right.
Yeah.
So the right now the social media is full of a lot of, speculations, a lot of theories, and a lot of hurt as well. Many people are really hurt, and and our children and our youngsters are mostly exposed to the social media, and they are also, in a situation where they're very confused about what is going on. And
Hmm.
considering, that at that stage we all, we know that we go through that, when we go through that stage, we are quite impulsive. So it is
Mm.
important for us to, sort of help our young ones and the youngsters, teenagers, to understand that, this is something that, they will have to tide through. It is hard, but they will have to talk about it and work through this situation.
Mm.
It is important that we encourage them to talk.
Yes, this is going to come up. They are going to know about this. So talk. I mean, use this as a moment where you can actually talk to them about it, understand their feelings, so that the topic is open in the family also. Not that we
Mm.
cannot talk about this. We should not be thinking about this. Don't have that kind of attitude about it. Yeah.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah.
and also, a lot of people are, of course, expressing their condolences on social media. But
Mm.
as you said, there's a lot of speculation. Why did he do it? What could have happened? But really, we must respect the privacy of the person and his family members at this time. And even the
Yes.
media has to really respect how they are reporting about these issues.
Mm.
Now already there is so much of an underlying anxiety, what with the COVID-19 pandemic, the release of the lockdown. So everyone is a little anxious. With that, we need a little more responsible reporting, and also responsible putting up of posts what we are doing in social media, right?
Mm.
So
Yes.
one important thing that we've been stressing for a long time is, do not say committed suicide. If you want to
Yes.
say
Yes.
something like he passed away or he died by suicide, you know
Mm.
so we are not blaming the person of doing something, but rather saying that he suffered and this happened to him. Secondly, try to be mature and understanding in what you actually put up on posts, because the more people out there who are reading it can be affected by what you're writing. One more thing is, sometimes in the media and on social media, people put up graphic pictures after an incident like this, which is
Mm.
actually quite harmful and mentally disturbing for people who are seeing it or watching these
Yeah.
videos. So please be
Mm.
responsible in what you put up on social media.
Right. So as a as a society, we have to learn to be more expressive about emotions, and to learn to destigmatize talking
Hmm.
about emotions, and also destigmatize psychiatric illnesses in general. We have to look at these kind of incidents, and these should not be the wake up calls for us, actually.
Hmm.
And because this is a time of great suffering for all of us, and especially the family. So this should not be a wake up call, but it is important to look at this as a way to progress as a society, and to use this opportunity to discuss about emotions, and to be okay with discussing about emotions.
Yes. So it becomes hard hitting when a person whom we know, when this happens to someone whom we know, but we've been having farmer suicides for so many years. People
Yeah.
have been suffering, and again, this is also like multifactorial. It's not just a psychiatric illness, or it's not just what the person was feeling, but also so many
Mm.
financial and maybe other stressors which were there. So everything has to
Mm.
be addressed. We need to, as a country, we actually need to take a wake up call and decide that yes, um, we are going to see what we can do about
Mm.
helping people with psychiatric disorders and
Mm.
with suicidal attempts.
Yeah, exactly. So just in that vein, it is probably we should also look at how it is so important for training to happen for general practitioners, for every doctor, and even the general public regarding mental illnesses. And our what we are trying is a very small step towards that as well, to increase awareness among society. So to of about psychiatric illnesses, and about these kind of issues in general, about these psychological issues. So if you have anything that you want to ask us, and if you want to share your feelings with us, or you want to talk about some pressing issue, please let us know. Please, contact us through our YouTube channel.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.